Ladies and gentlemen, coming to your screen, Miss Melissa Moser. Welcome, everybody. All right, it's on to you.
Well, thank you for that, I guess.
Of course.
So we're going to talk about X Factor tonight. I know we don't have as many people on as normal, but and I'm not, unfortunately, as prepared as normal. I was going to have some help with this one tonight, but due to some medical issues, Nick wasn't able to make it this evening. So we're going to talk about X Factor, and I just want to remind everybody that the information you're hearing from me is not necessarily specific to Plexus products. This has not been clinically proven from Plexus products. These are not things that you're going to want to post on your page. It's information about the ingredients that are in our particular products. So, and these ingredients have been clinically studied, and that's the information that I'm giving you, just as a reminder so that we can all try to stay as compliant as possible. I do these just for more of an FYI so that when you're speaking to potential customers or current customers, you'll know how to direct them to the correct products that would help them with their specific issues. So obviously, X Factor, we'll go over both the capsules and chewables because they're very, very, very similar. X Factor is our multivitamin. My favorite part about it is actually that it comes in a capsule form versus a tablet, which I'll talk about the reason in a little while. But there's a few things that really make our multivitamin different than any that you'll find in a store. And the first thing is that we have naturally sourced vitamins in there, specifically folate, vitamin E, and B12. There's a reason why this is very, very, very important. You guys have probably seen posts about what's called the MTHFR gene. I'm not going to pronounce the whole thing out for you because it's a little long, but basically what that is, we all have that gene. All of us have it. It is necessary for you to actually break down B vitamins and use them in your body. If you have a mutation of that gene, then that means that your body cannot efficiently break down the B vitamins. Sometimes, there's a lot. I just got muted there.
Sorry.
It's okay. There's a lot of different mutations. It's not just one. So some people can process 30% of the B vitamins, some 90%. It all varies based on what your mutation is. But the point is if you're taking synthetic B vitamins, specifically folate, which ours is folic acid. Okay, let me back up here. Folic acid is the synthetic form. Ours is folate. I had that backwards there. If you're taking synthetic forms of that can cause a lot of problems if it's just basically sitting in your system. So what you'll hear the term methylation. You've probably seen posts about that. Our vitamins are methylated, which means they're already broken down in their natural form, so they're already usable by your body. So your body doesn't have to methylate them because that's what that gene is actually supposed to do. So people that have the gene mutation, it can cause a lot of different problems in the body. Some things that I found while reading today about it, increased homocysteine levels in your body, which it can increase your risk of coronary heart disease, blood pressure problems, dementia. There's a lot of things when you break down your B vitamins, you break them into different types of vitamins and minerals, different glutathione, methionine, SAMe, things like that. I'm not going to go into all that science, but just understand there's a process of what they're broken down to and what they do. So that's why there's so many different problems that can occur if you're not taking the correct type of vitamins and you have this mutation. Other problems that it can cause, stress overall in your body, toxin buildup, which goes along with fatty liver, anemia, inflammation in your body, depression, increased risk of cancer, stroke, IBS, migraines, and one big one that we've all heard is fertility issues, specifically miscarriages. So a lot of women that have this gene mutation either have trouble conceiving pregnancies or they suffer a lot of miscarriages. If you look in the group Plexus and Pregnant, this is a big topic in that group. And I think that that's a huge factor of our vitamin, that we can actually promote this to people that have that gene mutation. It's thought that over 60% of the population, 60% of the population have a gene mutation of some sort with this particular gene. So that really tells you how many people really actually need this vitamin. And I can tell you from my experience at a nutrition store, most multivitamins do not have the naturally occurring folate. It's very hard to find. Most stores have folic acid. I found this very interesting, and this is a quote that I'm going to read you guys. This is from the Journal of Molecular Psychiatry. Their quote is, "Schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, and vascular dementia have all been associated with one or more mutations of that gene." That's a pretty big statement, guys. That's huge. So for preventative maintenance, preventative measures, it's really important that people understand why why this vitamin is different and why they need this one versus a $10 store-bought Centrum, which I'll touch on in a second as well. If anybody has any questions about the NTFHR gene mutation or anything like that, we can kind of stop for a second and answer any questions if anybody has one. I know that's a big topic of conversation with our particular multivitamin. So if anybody has anything, please chime in anytime. The next,
you said capsule versus what?
I'm actually going to talk about that right now.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
The reason why I stopped there is it goes along with the absorbability. Many of us have taken other multivitamins prior to taking XFactor. Most of them come in a tablet or a caplet form, a hard pill, a big horse pill, basically. Some of us women probably can attest to number one, they're very hard to swallow, but they actually upset your stomach because they have a coating on the outside of the pill, and it's very hard for your body to actually digest and absorb these things. I read a study years ago that they actually did autopsies on cadavers and they found entire undigested pills. These people are literally sitting with undigested pills in their system because they literally cannot break them down, that type of pill. So that's another big thing about our particular capsules. You guys, it's hard to find a capsule form in a multivitamin. I think in my vitamin store, out of the 20 different types of multivitamins, maybe 2 are capsules. The rest are tablets, hard pills. That's a big point. Along with the absorbability component, obviously we have the aloe. I want to warn you guys, there's a lot of varying ideas on how much aloe vera actually increases nutrient absorption. So I'd be careful with the certain numbers that you throw out. Most of the things that I see say about up to 300%. I've seen 400. I've seen less than that. So just know that that it does increase your nutrient absorption significantly. What that number is, I'd have to do a little bit more research to tell you 100%. But the number that most of us have seen thrown out there a lot is about 300%, up to 300% increased absorption. Now that increases your absorption of your nutrients and vitamins in your food too, not just in this multivitamin. But for those of us that have taken multivitamins in the past, you know that they have a tendency to turn your urine, your pee, neon yellow. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when you're taking XFactor, it's not neon yellow because you're not actually just excreting those B vitamins. Your body is actually absorbing them. And that is one way to really tell if you're absorbing them or if you're just excreting them. Let me see here. The capsule, one big point that I know we changed last year, the capsule is now vegetarian. A lot of the capsules are made out of animal byproducts, but this is not one of them. So this is vegetarian friendly. Other benefits of aloe, it is detoxifying. It supports immune function. It can help lower cholesterol, help lower your blood sugar, and help with digestion. I know a lot of people in my vitamin store would take aloe for ulcers and things like that as well. So a lot of things in your stomach and your digestive area really does help with. The next thing that makes our multivitamin very different than others is, of course, the New Zealand black currant. I unfortunately ran out of time to nail down exactly how many vitamins and minerals are in the New Zealand black currant. But last time I checked, I believe it was over around 35 vitamins and minerals in that particular antioxidant. It is very, very well known as being one of the most powerful antioxidants out there. It's better than the majority of the fruits and things that you typically hear about, but it's not in very many products because it's hard to come by. It's hard to find. Some benefits of it. And one thing I will tell you guys about our label, let me back up for a second. When you look at our multivitamin, you might think, okay, there's not very many ingredients in this. You look at it compared to a store-bought multivitamin, it's going to have 3 times more stuff than ours does. And the reason is because all those vitamins and minerals that it looks like we're missing are in the New Zealand black currant. For instance, calcium, iron, things like that. Those are in your New Zealand black currant. So if you get somebody that says, well, this doesn't look like a complete multivitamin, go look up the New Zealand black currant and show them all the vitamins and minerals that are in that particular ingredient. In addition to being a great antioxidant and source of a lot of vitamins and minerals, it can also help decrease blood pressure, cholesterol, can decrease your risk of cardiovascular disease. It can increase blood flow. That's a big one for people that actually exercise. So for people that have individuals you're trying to convince to try our products that are in great shape, XFactor is a great product for them. It also, in coordination with that, it actually reduces muscle damage after exercise and the inflammation response. Your body naturally gets inflamed after you're breaking down those muscles when you're exercising, and that actually can decrease the inflammation response after exercise. Other things that I didn't know it was good for, but I read tonight, it is can help improve eye function. It can help with the treatment of glaucoma. It can increase the growth of beneficial bacteria in your gut, and actually decrease the activity of toxic bacteria enzymes in your colon. One other thing, I wish Marissa was on the call right now. I read that it can actually improve kidney function. And after speaking to her earlier today, it's something that she really swears by. And you guys may or may not know that she has a kidney disease. And this is a product that has really, really, really helped her with her health and struggling with her kidneys. The last ingredient that's in the proprietary blend that I wasn't all that familiar with in supplements is the guar gum. That's usually a food additive. It actually thickens up food. So I had to look up what its nutritional benefit was as far as in why we had it in a vitamin. And it is actually a source of soluble fiber that may help lower blood cholesterol, blood glucose by slowing the rate of your starch absorption. So your carbohydrates, it is actually slowing that absorption of it. Because it is a soluble fiber, it actually also helps with bowel health. So it can help specifically with the symptoms of IBS and Crohn's disease. So those are the things that really make, in my opinion, make our XFactor multivitamin completely different than any of the store-bought multivitamins that I've ever seen. I personally love it, and I'm one of those people that, you know, I sold the multivitamins, but I didn't really believe in them. I thought they say you're supposed to have them, but I don't really think I'm getting too much out of them, and I didn't really feel too much. I really genuinely do. You know, you can look at this and say there's no biotin in it. Okay. So how do your nails grow? Well, I have pictures that show that my nails did, as did Joe from not biting his nails. Congrats, Joe. There's a lot of benefits that people don't really realize until they actually feel the difference with this vitamin. And to me, it's one of the ones that you can actually feel a difference with. Let me see. As far as the XFactor chewables, the only difference between the chewables and the pills is the aloe. To me, that's a big difference. I'm just being honest. Now, is it better than should you give this to your children? Absolutely. This is great because there's no artificial sweeteners in there. There's no artificial colors or dyes. And if you go to a vitamin store, it's very difficult to find a chewable multivitamin that does not have artificial sweeteners in it. Ours does not. Everything in it is exactly the same, including the New Zealand black currant, except for the aloe. So that's what's missing between the two. So, my suggestion would be to go with the capsules if you're able to chew or if you're able to swallow the pills. But for a small child, just taking multivitamins, the chewables are perfectly wonderful. Like I said, there's really not much to the X Factor. Those are the basics that kind of make it different. Does anybody have any specific questions about it that I might be able to answer?
I always go into the cost factor. Is there a big difference in what you used to sell in your experience in the vitamin shop versus this?
The big difference, is that what you said?
Yeah. What's the difference in our cars versus, any other out there?
Again, it goes, number one, the big thing is the observability component. I still go back to the color of your pee. I mean, you've probably read articles before where people say, oh, multivitamins are just expensive pee because you're just peeing it out. Well, that's your B vitamins that are in there. And so your body, what it does with B vitamins is it absorbs what you need and it excretes the rest. Well, you can tell by the fact that your urine isn't neon colored anymore, that you are actually absorbing a lot more. I read a story recently actually about a person that was on Joe, I love reading your messages down here, that was on a prescription vitamin D pill for years. For those of you that don't know, vitamin D prescriptions are typically in the range of 5,000 IUs. They're not measured in milligrams or anything like that. It's international units. And they take them typically once to twice a week because vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. The story that I was reading said that by taking X Factor for 3 months, their vitamin D levels were checked and they had increased so much that they were taken off of their 50,000 unit vitamin D prescription and they changed to our capsules, which only have 1,000 units. So to me, that really speaks volumes on how much more absorbable our vitamins really are than most of them out there. That's just one example. There are a lot of others, but that one really spoke a lot to me. But again, the type of pill is a huge thing for me. The way that capsules work, it's such a thin material, so to speak, on the outside of the capsule, the gel on it, that your stomach acid just immediately eats that away. And so you immediately get the vitamins when it hits your digestive system. That's not the case with a hard caplet or tablet like you would get from a Centrum or a one a day or something like that. The other wonderful thing that I actually love about the simplicity of our vitamin is that you're not getting overloaded with 2,000, 3,000% of the daily recommended value. We don't need to do that in our vitamin, unlike others, because we're actually able to absorb these things. So you don't need 10,000% of your vitamin C in a multivitamin. You need what your body's going to be able to absorb, which is what X Factor has done. Any other questions?
Joe mentioned, he typed right there, something about aminos. I don't know if he can talk or not, but he said, isn't there aminos in it?
My guess would be, and again, I didn't get to do as much research as I typically do. My guess would be that it's in the New Zealand black currant. Joe, if you know otherwise or have other information, please speak up. It's not specifically written on the label, no aminos. But again, my guess would be that it's in the New Zealand black currant. 20 out of 22 essentials are in there. Again, it's probably in the New Zealand black currant. I'm going to do a little bit more reading on that. I just ran out of time tonight. And I'll let you guys know. I'll post a little bit. I'll post a little bit more information about the black currant on our page probably tomorrow once I can do a little bit more reading on it and let you guys know that. Yes, Joe, aminos are definitely key for gym rats.
Speak up, buddy. You got a mute button. You can just unmute yourself and tell us all about it. All right. Anybody else have any other questions on XFactor and the chewable? Well, as always, thank you so much. I really appreciate the knowledge, the wisdom. I'm gonna let you exit properly with your theme music again. So everybody, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Melissa Moser. Job well done, ma'am. We appreciate it. All right, so I'll just take a quick minute because I've never really had a chance to really get on here and speak. Yes, I get to kind of giggle a little bit in the background when my wife's on. But truly, 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 thank you guys for your participation. You don't know what it means to, well, you probably do. You probably know what it means to Amanda being on the calls, showing her the support. Not only for you guys to gain insight on products and get the knowledge, but also for us to weekly really just kind of support each other. And so I'd like to hope that more and more folks will get to Zoom, will get the opportunity of joining us. I'd really like to get some more attention out there for some other folks to maybe come and meet us and get to know us. As we expand within the organization, obviously we want those folks to see what we do and why we do it. So again, my personal thank you to you guys for your participation. It does really hit Amanda pretty good, in her heart that you guys really do show up and support her. So my personal thanks for that. Anybody got anything else? Ideas, any thoughts? I'm actually on vacation this week, so I can do a little homework if need be. Nobody?
Well, I do, actually.
Okay.
I finally convinced my son, Drew, to be my first man ambassador.
Sweet.
So I will be introducing him. Melissa's already joined him onto the pages, but he was off to the doctors, and I'm like doing it on the computer for him, and he's giving me his information. I'm like, what's your social security number? Give me your credit card number, and I'll do all that for you. So anyway, he will be, and he is. I looked in the back office. Melissa checked that he's our newest man ambassador.
Fantastic. Good job. Well done. Now, is he the one that's over in Tampa doing the workout group?
Yes, he is a general manager for Orange Theory Fitness, which we're getting one of those around here now.
Okay.
So he has a lot of connections with gym rats.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing. Looking forward to meeting him. If he can get onto one of these, of course, that'd be great. If not, we can just, I guess we'll see him Saturday, maybe.
He'll be at the birthday party.
He'll be there?
Yeah, he'll be at the birthday party.
Okay. Now, is he the one that got married, or the other brother got married?
They're both married, but he was the first one that got married. He's my older brother. The younger one is here. They'll both be at the birthday party.
All right, fantastic. All right, what else? Anybody else have any more homework? Mara, hopefully I'm saying that right. Nice to finally meet you. I saw your picture a little earlier.
Hi, I'm sorry. It's
hi there,
actually Myra.
Myra. Well, it's nice to
Myra.
have a face to a name.
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second, please.
Okay.
My voice works. Give me please 1 second. 1 second. I just, it's very dark in here. I'm just trying. Okay.
There you are. Hello there. Welcome.
Just like that. Hi.
So I'm Odie's other half.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
And you joined us with whom?
Angelina.
Angelina. Got it.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, is this your first time getting on the team call?
No, this is actually, my second.
Second. All right, good. All right,
Yeah.
well, welcome. Glad to finally put a face to the name. Tammy, hello
Thank
there. Nice to see you as well. I saw you yawning earlier. You doing all right?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Yes, I'm great. It's been a busy 7 days, but I'm gonna survive.
All right. Well, like I
Finally,
said,
Quincy got me.
I am off all this week. So if I can be of any assistance, let me know. If I can do any homework, if I can meet and greet with somebody, I'm willing. So just let me know how I can help.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Tracy, Clint, doing all right with whatever products you got them on?
Yeah. He actually just started the Mega X like 2 nights ago, and he says he already feels like he's sleeping like a rock.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So he loves the X Factor, and he's liking the Slim more.
Excellent.
The Boost, he loves the Boost. So
Good.
finally, after 10 months, he finally.
Hey, I had somebody tell me and Amanda today that they wish they would have started sooner, like a lot of us have said before in the past. But the bottom line is, you got started, and that's really key, is getting started, regardless of how long it takes to get to that point. So, all right. Well, I'm seeing internet is unstable on my end. I don't know why. Anybody else got any last minute comments, concerns, thoughts?
Before we go, I wanted to ask if anybody there's a lot of compliance stuff going on right now.
Yes.
Without Amanda being here, we don't want to get into it too much, but I just wanted to see if anybody had any questions about compliance, what they can and can't post. While we're here, if there were any questions that, myself or Brian or somebody could answer for any of you guys, especially those of you that are newer. If it's getting a little confusing what you can and can't say, now's a great time to ask.
I had a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, hi everyone. I had a question. My question was like, where can we really go for information about what to post and what not to post? I know you guys tend to post certain rules and regulations on the group page and whatnot, but is there like a certain Plexus page that explains all that?
I don't know, Brian, you want me to take it?
Yeah, go ahead.
The best right now, just so you guys all understand, the way that compliance and things with vitamins work, or you can't make medical claims. Now, that's not certain products don't work really well for a certain medical condition, but you can't publicly post that. What you can post are what has actually been proven. And anything that the wording that you are able to say is anything that's posted on our Plexus website. So if you were to go to, I believe it actually has some of the information on the page, and it'll actually give you words that you can use, such as you can't say pain. You can say discomfort. You can't say insomnia or things like that. You can say sleeplessness, little things like that. So anything that actually has a medical
term diagnosed to it.
To go with the slang term, really, instead of the medical term, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And to my knowledge, from what I heard from Kelly and a couple of the other jewels, we do have some testing going on soon, if not currently in progress. So hopefully soon we'll have a little bit more leeway on what we can and can't say. Now, that being said, if somebody reaches out to you on a private message and they tell you that they're suffering from chronic migraines, that doesn't mean that you can't say on a private message, well, this is what the research has shown from, or this is what my customers have experienced from our probiotic, giving them relief. That's kind of why we do these calls. And that's why I kind of said that disclaimer in the very beginning, so that you would know this is more of an informational type thing versus you making a post on it. I know a lot of us are frustrated And it does get a little frustrating sometimes that you can't say all that you want to. I mean, we want to shout it from the mountaintops so everybody can hear exactly how amazing all of our products are and the life-changing things that it's done for thousands and thousands of people. But you have to be careful about it because, we can get into trouble. And that's the last thing that we want is for our business to be pulled or, somebody to be hurt by claims. We're not doctors, so we do have to be careful. If anybody has any medical conditions, they need to go see their doctor and they need to bring the ingredients to their doctors to make sure that nothing mixes. I'm always here for you guys to ask questions as far as I know a lot, obviously, about supplements and medical issues and things like that, but I'm not a doctor either. So I can give you what my knowledge is, but I'm always still going to tell you to have your customer, if they have an existing medical condition, to speak to their doctor to make sure nothing mixes. I hope that kind of helps a little bit. There's a really good document floating around. I'll post it in our team page if it hasn't been yet, that actually gives you words that you can use in replace of the words that you're not allowed to use.
Okay.
So I have my phone. I'll post it after we get off the meeting if you guys want.
Yeah.
Okay,
go ahead, Myra.
Oh, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I just had because I know somebody asked today. Are these products? I know it's they're organic, right? They're made from organic plant-based. Vitamins. Somebody asked me if it's regulated by the FDA, and I didn't know whether it was a yes or a no. Like I said, I would look into it. So I didn't know what to tell them. I said I would get back to them on that.
Yeah, and that's a good question that a lot of people have, especially when they're new. And coming from the vitamin world, don't know me very well, but I worked in the vitamin store. I ran a vitamin store for 5 years. So the regulations on vitamins are across the board. It has nothing to do with Plexus or an MLM versus a vitamin store bought vitamin. They're all the same. Nobody can make medical claims. No vitamins whatsoever are regulated by the FDA because they are not food or drugs, period. So there are none out there that are going to be approved by the FDA. That's not how vitamins work. We are regulated. We have regulations, meaning, and it's a long process to kind of explain, but we are required to submit the ingredients to the FDA for them to say yes or no, basically. They're not going to specifically test our products, but they are going to say whether or not we are allowed to use those ingredients in our products. We're also regulated by what labels have to say. Labels have to say certain amounts of information on each product. Little things like that. The FTC is who actually regulates us and what we say. So if we're posting medical claims on Facebook, the FTC is who will get involved. So they regulate what we say. So we are and we aren't regulated. I mean, I know that's kind of confusing, but no vitamin actually regulated.
So this is okay. Thank you for that. Also, but I know you say the vitamins, but you mean all the products in general within Plexus?
Correct, because they're all considered dietary supplements. They are not
dietary supplements. Okay.
Correct. Now, as far as the testing goes, the testing has been done on individual ingredients, and that's what I was saying at the very beginning. It hasn't been done on the products as a whole because all of the individual ingredients have been thoroughly tested on their own for years and years. The ingredients we use have been around for a very long time. They're not new ingredients by any means. But as I was saying, we are in the process of doing clinical trials so that we are able to say a little bit more than what we are right now. The other thing I wanted to go, Joe, if you go into GNC, nothing in there is FDA approved. I ran a vitamin world for 5 years. Nothing in there is FDA approved at all. There's nothing. They don't approve vitamin. That's just not their business. But anyways, regarding the natural, organic, things like that, not all of our ingredients are 100% natural. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Some things need to be synthetically made. So that, for instance, some things help with absorption and things like that. And those, they're not, that doesn't mean it's bad, but we do have to say mostly natural. We cannot say all natural because that is not accurate.
Okay. Thank you.
I know, Myra, you're fairly new, so please, while we have some extra time, if you have any questions, please let me know.
Okay. No, that was my questions for now. Thank you.
Myra, are you also in the either Living the Pink Life or in Team Smith? Are you on either of those pages?
I'm in both.
Okay. So
I'm actually in both.
Okay, so both Aaron and Kelly are willing to take on those types of questions. And not only them, but if you post it in that team page, they also have a lot of folks that are knowledgeable. And if you're questioning any kind of post, you can just throw it in there. And by all means, there's like 2,000 people in there versus a couple, 100. So somebody will be willing to kind of review what you're considering, and they can kind of give you some feedback.
And yeah, thank you. I mean, that was definitely a question I was asked today, and mainly because I work in the hospital now. I work for the emergency room, one of the biggest ERs in the country. And so it was somebody from work, a coworker, that was asking me about it. So they start throwing all these questions at me, and I'm like, trying my best to I don't know, not bullshit my way, say,
right.
This is all information I'm gonna give you, and just trying to,
Well, you can just take back the generalization that Melissa shared, that any dietary supplement currently has a product not FDA approved. The ingredients were reviewed. The product itself is not even approved.
Right. Okay. Great. Now I know how to approach that one.
All right. Anybody else got any thoughts?
Oh, I have one thought also about the FDA approved. If you look at the commercials on TV with all the different medications that have come out, which are FDA approved, the side effects range from diarrhea to death. So, having something be FDA approved isn't necessarily making it awesome.
That's a good point. All right. Well, I guess I will wrap it up. If you have any other questions or concerns? Again, on behalf of my wife, who is currently working, and myself and the rest of our team, definitely appreciate everybody putting in some time to chit-chat, learn a bit about products. Melissa, what is up next week? Do you know?
Let's see. What do we have left? 6 left. We have block left, I think.
Okay. I don't know much about it. If you want to do that one,
we'll do block next week. How about that?
Okay. All right. Well, again, everyone, pleasure. I'm going to end it on some more theme music. Everybody have a fantastic night. This has been MC Pruett signing off for now.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. You gonna enjoy the rest of the music? All right, good night, Myra.